Hello students. Today we will take another group of fungi. Hope you remember yesterday's class I explained about Ascomycetes, and today I am going to start the next group of fungus, that is Basidomycetes. If you take the Basidomycetes, it is commonly called as club fungi, whereas its habitat is terrestrial. Terrestrial means the organisms which lives on land, they are called as terrestrial, and on terrestrial habitat they may grow on soil, or they may grow on wooden logs, or they may even grow on the living plant bodies as parasites also. But ultimately what I wanted to tell you is they are terrestrial in their habitat. That means they are present on the land. Now their cell wall, it is made up of chitin, and presence of the chitinous cell wall is the characteristic property of fungi. So I need not to tell you specially. So Basides, obviously it consisting of chitinous cell wall. Now let us take one of the most important characteristic of Basidomycetes, that is mycelium. Because why I am telling you like this, the mycelium of the Basidomycetes is very peculiar and unique. To be frank, a very special type of mycelium that is present in Basidomycetes, and this type of mycelium nowhere in the fungi. That means nowhere in the fungi means the remaining rest of the groups are there now, like Ascomycetes, Oomycetes, and also Zygomycetes. None of these group of the fungi, they consisting of this type of mycelium. Such a very different type of mycelium you can be seen this Basidomycetes. Now let us go for such a unique characteristic, that is mycelium. Mycelium is branched and septate. Septate means so many times I told you, but still safety I am telling you once again. One cell, it is separated from another cell by having cross wall between them. Then that is called as septate. That means one cross wall, it is present between two cells, so that the two cells are completely separate from one another. Then that is called as septate. And the hyphae, I already told you, the body of the fungi, it is called as mycelium, and this mycelium, it is composed of several filament like structures called as hyphae. And this hyphae, they are branched, that's why they are called as branched and septate type of mycelium that is seen in Basidomycetes. Sir, you told same point as you said in Ascomycetes and also what I call Phycomycetes. Then what is so special in this? Coming to that point, just wait. In Basidomycetes, a special type of septum which is called as Dolichopore septum, and presence of the Dolichopore septum nowhere in other group of fungi you can never be able to see. So Basidomycetes is characterized by a special, a unique, a peculiar type of septum that is called as a Dolichopore septum. Sir, इतना uniqueness इसमें क्या है? Coming to that point. Now please imagine this is cell 1, and let us take this is cell 2. Try to imagine. So now the upper one is cell 1, and let us take the this is what cell 2. Now if you take the cells, these cells are separated by this septum, and this septum, it is called as a Dolichopore septum. Hope you understood what is Dolichopore septum. I told Dolichopore septum, it is very special. Why it is special ना? आपको clearly दिख रहा है ना? See, follow my arrow mark. The Dolichopore septum, it is characterized by one big pore. दिख रहा है ना? इतना बड़ा pore, इतना बड़ा opening, and this big pore, and this big pore again, it is having one more speciality. What is that? What is that? This big pore, it is spreading in both the ways. दिख रहे ना? You are following my arrow mark ना? So this is the pore, and this pore, it is spreading into cell A also, and also cell B. So this type of one big spore that to spreading on both the sides, that is called as parenthysome. Again, parenthysome. I know a word is little difficult. Please pronounce along with me. Parenthysome. Parenthysome. Okay. Dolichopore septum. Dolichopore septum. I am repeating so that you, by listening, you can be able to understand. So again, if you understand also, once again I am going to repeat this. The body of the fungi is called as mycelium, and mycelium, it is composed of several filament like structures that is called as hyphae. And the mycelium of the Basidiomycetes is very very special and very very unique. The reason is the hyphae of the Basidiomycetes, one cell, it is separated from another cell by having a special septum and unique septum that is called as Dolichopore septum. एंड दिस डॉलीपोर सेप्टम को इतना स्पेशलिटी क्यों आया ना, दिस डॉलीपोर सेप्टम इट कंसिस्टिंग ऑफ वन बिग पोर लाइक ओपनिंग, दिख रहा है ना, वन सेल इट इज ओपनिंग टू अनदर सेल बाय अ वेरी बिग ओपनिंग. इतना बड़ा ओपनिंग दूसरा फंगई में, एनी अदर ग्रुप ऑफ फंगई में नेवर कैन बी एबल टू सी. सो सच अ वेरी बिग पोर that too one more characteristic is there, this pore is spreading into both the cells. See दिख रहा है ना, this pore it is spreading into cell A also and cell B also, it is spreading. And this pore, this big pore, it is called as parenthysome. Hope you understood what is parenthysome and also Dolichopore septum. Hope you understood, students. If you don't understand, please ask me. If you ask only, then your doubts will be clarified. If you hide your doubts, you can't be able to answer the questions. If you can't be able to answer the questions, आपको marks भी कम आएगा. So try to speak up. If you don't understand, sir, once again you please explain this, and I don't mind. Definitely, I will explain you again so that you can be able to understand your concepts. I'm thinking so. I'm strongly thinking you understood what is Dolichopore septum and parenthysome. Now I am taking one more speciality. I already told you one special. I basically the Basidium mycelium only, it is very special. First speciality, presence of Dolichopore septum. Second speciality is also there. What is that? You know, clamp connection. See, dikh raha hai na? One cell. Let us take this is cell A. Now let us consider this is cell B. Now cell A, it is connected to cell B by a special structure, a clamp-like structure. दिख रहा है ना? And presence of the clamp connection is the characteristic property of the Basidiomycetes. Nowhere in none of the other groups of fungus में you can never be able to see this clamp connection. You can never be able to see the Dolichopore septum. So presence of Dolichopore septum and presence of clamp connection are the major characteristic identifying properties of Basidiomycetes. That means indirectly you must have understood one point. These two questions, they have great chances to come in your NEET exam. Okay. Now, very good. Clamp connection is present, sir. Then what this clamp connection will do? Clamp connection helps in the migration of the nucleus of one cell to the another cell. Okay. Of course, you don't worry. Just in 2 minutes. 2 minutes I am going to explain how the nucleus it is migrating from one cell to another cell. And again, when I am explaining, again I'll come back to this point and then I'll explain you once again. So you please don't worry. Hope you understood what is clamp connection. Now function I'm going to explain just in 2 minutes. थोड़ा time दे दो मुझे. Now the next characteristic is asexual reproduction. Again one more characteristic. See देखो, every point में one specialty आपको दिख रहा है ना, है ना, you can be able to say one specialty. What is that specialty? You know, asexual reproduction में spore formation is absent. Then how it undergoes asexual reproduction? Obviously, sir, you told fungus it produces asexually by producing some conidiospores or sporangiospores. Now आप क्या बोल रहे हैं? There is no spore production. Then how? It is by fragmentation. Fragmentation मतलब the body of the fungi, it is called as mycelium. It breaks into small pieces, and this each and every small fragment it develops into one individual mycelium. That means individual fungus. Then that process it is called as fragmentation, whereas spore production is absent. So the third important question that can be seen in Basidiomycetes. First important question I already told you, presence of Dolichopore septum, and second important question, the presence of clamp connection, and the third important question, there is no spore production in asexual reproduction. Okay. Now the next characteristic is sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction, it takes place by somatogamy and also spermatization. Now let us take the processes so clearly, then you will understand. The first one, that is somatogamy. Somatogamy is the most common type of reproduction in the fungal members of the Basidomycetes. An example Ostilogo and also Agaricus and also Polyporus and also Lycopteridon, like that. Of course, many examples are there. Basically, you need to understand one thing. Most of the Basidomycetes members, they show somatogamy only. Okay. I gave some examples. Don't think that only these four examples में somatogamy होगा. That is a wrong idea. Many I brought important examples. इतना ही आपको you need to remember. Okay. Now let us take the process of somatogamy. Let us explain the process by taking these images. Okay, then you will understand clearly. Now at the time of somatogamy, two cells of different mycelia. So let us take this mycelia is parent 1 ka mycelium and this is parent 2 ka mycelium. Now at the time of somatogamy, what happens? These hypha of two mycelia, they come close. See, पहले इधर they are separate. Now इधर क्या हो गया? They came very close. दिख रहे हैं ना? And once they come close, the plasma I'm sorry, the protoplasm of both the cells, they fuse with one another and forms forms two nuclei that is present in the same cell. Then this process it is called as plasmogamy, and this stage it is called as a dikaryon stage. What is the meaning of plasmogamy? The process of fusion of protoplasm of two adjacent cells, that is called as plasmogamy, but condition apply without a fusion of nuclei. That means only protoplasm is fusing but nuclei it is not fusing. So the fusion of the protoplasm of two adjacent cells without the fusion of the nuclei, that is called as plasmogamy. एंड ड्यू टू द प्लास्मोगमी एक ही सेल में दो न्यूक्लियर आएगा, then that stage it is called as a dikaryon stage. Understood na? Now the second point, hope you understood what is the first point. Now second point में एक ही सेल में दो न्यूक्लियर है, then that is called as a dikaryon stage. Now it undergoes one mitosis. एक माइटोसिस की वजह से कितना सेल्स आते हैं आपको बोला ना मैंने ऑलरेडी लास्ट लेक्चर में, आई ऑलरेडी टोल्ड यू दो दो सेल्स आएगा एक माइटोसिस की वजह से. सो नाउ इधर कितना सेल्स है? दो सेल्स है. नाउ दो सेल्स दे अंडरगोस वन माइटोसिस. दैट मींस व्हाट हैपेंस, two cells they produces two daughter nuclei, so obviously it produces four nuclei. Hope you understood na? Out of which either you please imagine four are there now because they undergone this two undergone one mitosis को गए टू सर कितना रहेगा? फोर रहेगा. so that इसमें अभी फोर है. एक it transfer to the another cell and दूसरा it transfer to the another cell. फोर में एक इधर आया एक इधर आया, so कितना बचा है? दो सेल दो न्यूक्लियर बचा है. so here the hypha it consisting of every cell में two nuclei are present. Hope you understood na? And this is possible only due to the clamp. So clamp connection helps in the transfer of one nucleus to the cell of another to the other cell. Hope you understood what is the meaning of clamp connection. Now again I'm going back and then I'll explain. Clamp connection is a tubular relationship between two neighboring cells. Okay, see, this is a tubular connection that is present between two adjacent cells. Now थोड़ा continuation, okay, which helps in the migration of nucleus from one cell to the neighboring cell. See, दिख रहा है ना, इधर एक nucleus है, it is going to the another by this clamp. Okay, दिख रहा है ना, इसका वजह से एक एक सेल में दो दो न्यूक्लियर आ गया, which results in changing the monokaryotic mycelium to dikaryotic mycelium. That means पहले क्या है ना, I'm sorry, पहले क्या है ना, एक ही न्यूक्लियर है, एक सेल में एक ही न्यूक्लियर है, तो then that is called as monokaryotic. Mono means single, karyote means nucleus. So monokaryotic cell with the help of clamp connection it converts into dikaryotic cell. That is only possible due to clamp connection. I think so. I am thinking so. You understood clamp connection very clearly. But still, if you have any confusion, please don't hesitate to ask me. Okay. Safety के लिए one more a very quick half minute में I'll give a recap. At the time of somatogamy, two hyphae of different mycelium they come close. They again they came close and the plasmogamy, that means fusion of protoplasm takes place. See, प्लास्मोगमी. Due to the plasmogamy, एक ही cell में two nuclei will be formed, then that is called as a dikaryon. Now this two nuclei, they undergoes one mitosis. एक mitosis का वजह से two nuclei they produces four nuclei. Now with the help of clamp connection, four में एक ये सेल में आ गया, दूसरा ये सेल में आ गया, एंड चार में दो गया, सो कितना बचा है, दो, है ना. सो नाउ बिकॉज ऑफ द क्लैम्प कनेक्शन एवरी सेल में दो न्यूक्लियर आ गया, देन दैट इज कॉल्ड एज डाइकैरियोटिक माइसीलियम. एर्लियर मोनोकैरियोटिक माइसीलियम, इट इज कन्वर्टेड इनटू डाइकैरियोटिक माइसीलियम. इट इज पॉसिबल ओनली विद द हेल्प ऑफ क्लैम्प कनेक्शन. नाउ यू रीड 101% you will understand. It is a tubular connection between two neighboring cells which helps in the migration of nucleus from one cell to the neighboring cell, which results in the conversion of monokaryotic mycelium to dikaryotic mycelium. I think so. Now you clearly, 100% clearly, you must have understood what is the function of the clamp connection. I am thinking so you understood, so I am going further. Now इधर देखो, हर एक सेल में दो न्यूक्लिय है, दैट इज कॉल्ड एज अ डाइकैरियोटिक माइसीलियम. नाउ दिस दो न्यूक्लिय दे अंडरगोस karyogamy. What is the meaning of karyogamy? Many times I told you, fusion of two nuclei, that is called as karyogamy. See, इधर karyogamy का वजह से एक ही diploid nucleus it is formed in every single cell. समझ में है ना. Now from every diploid cell, that means every diploid nucleating cell, that means every cell में one diploid nucleus is present. Every cell it produces one क्लब शेप्ड स्ट्रक्चर. आपको दिख रहा है ना, वन क्लब शेप्ड स्ट्रक्चर. मैं कैसे डिस्क्राइब करना है क्लब शेप्ड, मतलब एवरी वन ऑफ अस नो हनुमान जी. हमारा हनुमान जी इज देयर ना. हनुमान जी ही होल्ड वन काइंड ऑफ वेपन. आपको दिख रहा है ना, हनुमान जी का इमेज देखो, ही विल होल्ड वन टाइप ऑफ वेपन एंड दैट इज कॉल्ड एज क्लब. मोर और लेस ये हनुमान जी का वेपन जैसे दिख रहा है ना, एंड दिस इज कॉल्ड एज क्लब शेप्ड. ओके, दिस क्लब शेप्ड sac like structure which is formed, that is called as a basidium, because it is producing a special sac like structure called as basidium. That is the reason why this fungus it is called as basidiomycetes. Now you understand why it is called as basidiomycetes. Now this is this sac like structure, it is called as, it is a club shaped sac, है ना. It is looking like club shaped sac, that's why it is called as club fungi. Now you understood now why it is called as basidofungi. Why it is called as basidofungi? Try to answer it. Because it is producing a club shaped sac like structure called as basidium, that's why it is called as basidiomycetes. And this basidium it is present in club shape, that's why it is called as club fungi. I think so you understood. Now this basido, after the formation of basidium, every diploid nuclei it undergoes one meiosis. I already told you ना, वन meiosis का वजह से कितना न्यूक्लिया आएगा, कितना 4 आएगा. So this 4 it converts into basidospores, and after the formation of the basidium, the rest of the fungi it produces a shield like structure that is called as basidocarp. And I don't know the reason why I searched so much I searched books also, and also the what I call internet also. I did not get the image of the basidocarp, but please try to recollect ascocarp. Ascocarp में after the formation of the ascus, the rest of the mycelium it produces a shield-like structure, है ना, and the shield-like structure that is called as basidocarp. And in the basidocarp you can see the basidium with basidospores. Hope you understood, students. Now after the basidospores production, and this basidium it burst and release all the basidospores out, and these basidospores they go by wind or water, whatever it may be, they reaches their suitable place and grows into individual mycelia, and this is called as somatogamy. Hope you understood somatogamy, but a very quick half a minute revision I am going to give. At the time of somatogamy, two hyphae of two different mycelia they came close, and then the protoplasm get fused, which results in the formation of dikaryon stage. That means एक ही cell में दो nuclei will be present, and this दो nuclei they undergoes one mitosis, वन माइटोसिस का वजह से दो न्यूक्लिय विल सॉरी दो न्यूक्लिय पार्टिसिपेट वन माइटोसिस मतलब टू टूस कितना फोर, सो फोर में एक सेल ये में आएगा, दो तीसरा सेल में आएगा एंड दो नंबरी सेल में दो ऑलरेडी है, that means two are left. That is the reason why all the cells में दो nuclei will be present, and this stage it is called as a dikaryotic mycelium. Now this dikaryotic mycelium में karyogamy takes place. During the karyogamy दो nuclei they undergoes fusion to form one single diploid nucleus in every cell. After that every cell it produces a club like sac like club like sac that is called as basidium, because basidium is produced, basidium sac it is produced, it is called as basidiospore, and this basidium it is looking like a club shaped structure, that's why it is called as club fungi. And after the formation of basidium the rest of the hyphae it produces a shield like structure, and this shield like structure it is called as basidocarp. And then the basidospores are, that means this dikaryon diploid nucleus it undergoes one meiosis which results in the production of four basidospores, and this basidospores they basidium, whenever the basidium bursts the basidospores they comes out and they reaches their suitable place and they produces into individual fungi. Hope you understood what is somatogamy. Now, let us take spermatization. Students, I don't want to explain spermatization because I already explained spermatization very clearly in the sexual reproduction in fungi. If you forget, don't worry, no need to worry because my video is already there. Once again, you go back and again go through spermatization, then you can be able to recollect everything. Because see, every point what I already explained, if I keep on explaining like this, fungi I already took 6 classes, now it becomes 12 classes, so please try to understand. I already gave the video, so those who forget what is spermatization, again go back to that video, and once you go through that, definitely you can be able to recollect the complete process of spermatization. So I am restricting myself to explain only the example of spermatization process. Go back to the sexual reproduction of fungi and then you will understand. Now if you take the example for spermatization it can be seen in mostly the fungi which causes rust disease. That means the fungi of basidomycetes which causes a disease called as a rust disease. In that particular fungi you can be able to see spermatization, and the best example it is called as Puccinia. Puccinia is one of the best example which produces rust disease. As Puccinia it is producing rust disease, it is causing rust disease, it is called as a rust fungi. I think so you understood what is the meaning of rust fungi. Now the rust fungi, that means Puccinia, different species are there which causes different types of rust diseases in wheat varieties. Now for example if you take Puccinia graminis, and Puccinia graminis it causes stem rust, whereas Puccinia recondita and Puccinia recondita it produces leaf rust, that means leaf may rust symptoms will be there, whereas Puccinia what you call striformis, Puccinia striformis it causes what you call stripe rust which is also called as yellow rust. So like that you can be able to see various types of rusts caused due to various types of Puccinia, that means rust fungi. Now very important point, it's one of the very important point. Puccinia it is heteroecious fungi. What is the meaning of heteroecious? I think so. The 90% of the students who are listening to this video, for the first time you are listening heteroecious fungi. First time I think so you are listening heteroecious fungi means fungi which need two hosts to complete its life cycle. Then that is called as heteroecious fungi. That means same fungi but it needed two types of hosts to complete its life cycle, then that is called as heteroecious. For example if you take Puccinia, the first host which is called as primary host it is wheat, and the secondary host it is barberry. So barberry it is a secondary host and wheat it is a primary host. By depending upon these two hosts it is completing its life cycle. as the fungi, it is depending upon two hosts to complete its life cycle. It is called as heteroecious fungi. I think so you understood what is heteroecious fungi. Still, if you don't understand, don't at all hesitate to ask me the doubt. Personally, you can even call me also, so that I can be able to explain you once again what is the meaning of heteroecious fungi. Now, this Puccinia, what again? Really sorry, Puccinia life cycle. It is called as a rust cycle, and this rust cycle, it is given by one of the scientists, one of the famous professor. His name is Mehta. So Mehta is the one who gave the rust cycle in Puccinia. Okay. Here I need to tell you one thing. Some pronounce it is Puccinia, but see, correct pronunciation is Puccinia only. Of course, see, basically biology may we don't take much pronunciation aspect. That's why you don't worry. Spelling must be correct. So pronunciation, you don't. This is not English class. This is a biology class. You call it as Puccinia. That is the correct one. If you can't, you call it as Puccinia only. That is all your choice. But as a teacher, I'm telling you, Puccinia is the correct pronunciation. Now, the rust disease of wheat plant, it started by a special type of spore that is called as aciospore. I'm sorry, I'm extremely sorry, echiospores. See, names are little difficult. That's why I'm pronouncing it two, three times. Echiospores. Again, echiospores. So, life cycle, it starts with echiospores, and it spreads from one host to another host by iridospores. Okay, so primary infection by echiospores and secondary infection by iridospores. So this is all about the spermatization. Hope you understood. And Puccinia is a very very important example. Rust fungi, rust disease. So you please remember this spermatization. Now let us go for various examples for this basidomycetes. So examples of basidomycetes. Now the first example is bracket or shelf fungi, and these are epixylic. I already told you what is the meaning of epixylic. The fungus which grow on the trees, the bark of the trees, they are called as epixylic. See, either clearly the this is a tree, and on the tree you can be able to see this fungus development. So it is epixylic fungi, and they are called as bracket fungi. Why you know they are called as bracket fungi? Because their fruiting body, what is the meaning of fruiting body na? Last time also I am telling you, I told you, and now also I am telling you, spore producing body, sorry, sexual spore producing body that is produced by the fungi, it is called as fruiting body. Okay, the fruiting body, it is more or less, it looks like bracket. Because this fruiting body, it is looking like bracket, it is called as a bracket fungi or shelf fungi. I think so you understood what is bracket or shelf fungi. And the best example is polyphorus. So polyphorus is the best example. See, this is a polyphorus. See, this is a fungi very commonly you are seeing when you are going out. You can see some of the trees, especially their base, the base region of these trees, they consisting of this fungi. I think so 95% of the students who are watching this, you must have seen this particular what you call polyporous fungi, because very commonly it is seen on the trees. Okay, now the second example is puffballs. They are saprophytic fungi. I already told you what is the meaning of saprophytic. The organisms which depends upon dead and decaying organic matter, they are called as saprophytes. And these puffballs are saprophytes. Whereas bracket or shelf fungi are epixylic. That means they grow on trees, whereas puffballs, they grow on dead and decaying organic matter. So they are saprophytic, whereas bracket fungi are epixylic. I think you are understanding, students. Now, these saprophytic fungi puffballs, they have large and beautiful fruiting body. See, इतना बड़ा है दिख रहा है ना, इतना बड़ा. See, और बड़ा है दिख रहा है ना, इतना बड़ा fruiting bodies. What is the meaning of fruit bodies? Fruiting bodies means they produce a spore. Spore producing bodies, they are called as fruiting bodies. Okay. Now when you touch them, they burst very violently, like they make even sound also, and they break very violently and produces all the black powder like of spores, that means basidospores out. And the best example is lycopteridon. दिख रहा है ना, lycopteridon. And clavatia, is very less seen, because Clavatia, at least I did not see it more. But Lycopterodon, many times I've seen Lycopterodon, so many times I've seen, but Clavatia, at least I did not see. Only by this image only, even I am also seeing Clavatia, and from Clavatia, a drug called as clavatin, it is extracted, and this is anti-cancerous medicine. Okay. Lycoperdon, I think so. You also must have seen, okay, roadside, especially bushy areas, may you can be able to where the sapro, where the dead and decaying organic matter is there. There, it's a common. Lycoperdon is a very very common fungi. Understanding it. Whereas Clavatia, I'm talking about myself. I personally never have seen, and this image only I have seen. Okay, personally I never have seen Clavatia. Okay, and from Clavatia, it is a useful fungi which produces an anti-cancerous substance that is called as clavatin. Okay. Now let us take one more example. Okay, one more example. Every one of us know this. I need not to stress more. Everyone who are listening to this video, they can see mushrooms. Some people they even eat also, and mushrooms are very very highly nutritious, especially minerals wise. One of the richest source is nothing but mushroom only. So one cup of mushroom, it almost deplete all your mineral deficiency in your body. Understanding it? So mushrooms, आपको पता है ना, they grow on the ground, especially in the rainy season. तो mushrooms are greatly available, and mushrooms हम खाते हैं. So मैं नहीं खाता है, but बहुत लोग खाता है. So they are edible. Okay. Now, the most tasty, delicious, palatable mushroom is nothing but Agaricus bisporus. I think everyone, if you go to some supermarkets, or if you go to some vegetable vendors, they will sell this particular Agaricus bisporus. Okay, and it is one of the most delicious and very very palatable type of Agaricus. Palatable means very very tasty, and they're also called as gill fungi. Why? They consisting of gill like pores that are present on the fruiting body. Because their fruiting body consisting of gill like pores, it is called as. Now the next one, it is called as coprinus. What is that? Coprinus what do you call, mustacus. So what do you call, caprinus mustacus, it is called as inky cup mushroom. See, ink जैसा color जो है ना, blue color ink जैसा color है ना. So because ink cup like what do you call, color you can be able to see, they are called as inky cup mushroom, and the actual name is what do you call, coprinus muscatus. Coprinus muscatus. Okay. Now the next one is Amanita muscaria. Amanita muscaria, the world's poisonous mushroom. That means सबसे mushroom से ज़्यादा पॉइजन किस में रहेगा? दिस व्हाट यू कॉल अमानिटा मस्कारिया में ज़्यादा पॉइजन रहेगा. एंड पॉइजनस मशरूम्स आर कॉल्ड एज टोड स्टूल. सो टोड स्टूल मतलब पॉइजनस मशरूम्स आर कॉल्ड एज टोड स्टूल्स. ओके, hope you understood. The second example, mushroom, I think so this is the third example. Mushroom, first example is bracket, second one is puff balls, and the third one is mushrooms, and the next one is what? Smut fungi, fourth example. And smut fungi, in the name itself, it causes smut disease on the plants, and mainly affects the seeds and form black soot like. So hope you know na, soot matlab small small carbon particles will be there na. What do you call, that carbon particles are called as soot. For example, bike ka silencer will be there na, you can see black soot particles, and black soot like spores are produced. Okay. And this is smut fungi. It exists in it includes so many examples. The first one is what do you call, Ostilogo nuda triticai. Ostilogo nuda triticai, it causes a smut disease in the wheat. Okay. Whereas Ostiloga medis, and Ostiloga medis, it is causing smut disease in maize. Whereas Ostiloga hordi, this Ostiloga hordi, it is causing smut disease in barley. And Ostiloga Sitamia, I'm sorry, Sitamnia, I'm sorry, a wrong pronunciation. I'm extremely sorry about this. Sitamnia. I pronounced it wrong earlier. Citamnia. Australoga citamnia. It causes whip smut. See, देखो stem आपको पता है ना sugar cane stem, but इधर आपको clearly दिख रहा है ना, it became like a black whip-like structure. That's why it is causing whip smut in sugar cane. So this is about the next example. Now the last examples, that is this I already explained, students, so I don't want to explain. Puccinia graminis, it causes rust disease. And Puccinia graminis, it causes rust disease. Okay, this I already explained, so I don't want to explain. The next one is bird nest fungi. Why? Their fruiting body, it resembles like a bird nest. See, dikrana, it is looking like a bird nest only. So the best example is Cyathus and also Nidularia. So Nidularia and also Cyathus, they look like what I call bird nest. That's why it is called as a bird nest fungi. With this, I completed Basidiomycetes. I think so you understood. If you don't understand, don't hesitate to ask me any doubt. I definitely answer you back. Okay, thank you so much.